Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Holy Spirit High School for the Seagull Classic. Nick Costco alongside Mike Frankel. We're bringing you high school basketball here for between Bishop Eustace and Williamstown. As this is our second to last game of the evening, we'll follow this one up with Pleasantville and Holy Spirit. So, Mike, it's been a very exciting weekend for a lot of these teams. We've seen a lot of great basketball on display, and now we'll see a pretty good team in Bishop Eustace taking on a local South Jersey team here in Williamstown.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Nick. It's been a fun weekend. My voice hasn't exactly held up its end of the bargain, but we're going to do our best tonight. This is an interesting matchup. You know, you have Bishop Eustace out of the Olympic Conference. They're already battle-tested this season. I mean, they just knocked off Paul VI the other night. They hung tough with Camden a couple days before that. Meanwhile, Williamstown really trying to find its stride in the Tri-County Conference. I believe they come in at 3-4, so it'll be interesting to see if the Braves can hang tonight with the Crusaders.
We'll get the opening tip here. This will be Passione for Williamstown. He actually is going to win the tip as the Braves will take it out. This is Sam Bohr taking it up the floor for the Braves. They'll begin to dish it around along the perimeter here. This is Sam Bohr. Good defense so far from Bishop Eustace. This is Platt, top of the key. He's got Lopez. Straight on three for Sam Bohr. Wants the three, no good. Rebound there by Cross. David Cross taking up the floor. 30 seconds gone here in the opening first quarter. Cross, move around. Right wing three for Kempter. Wants it, got it all Cotton. And a 3-0 lead for Bishop Eustace to open up this first quarter.
Eustace really with a number of guys that can stroke it from the outside, and Kempter obviously one of those. You have to check most of these guys on the perimeter.
Bit of a full court trap on for Eustace, and we're going to get a foul and possession ruled in favor of Eustace.
Yeah, Eustace putting on that full court pressure, surprising the Braves a little bit, and they get the, I believe, 10-second violation as Williamstown not able to cross the timeline in time.
Costly turnover to start the game. 7 minutes to go, first quarter. Cross will hand it over to Kempter along the left wing, looking for somewhere to go with it. Underneath Marini. Now we got Tomasco. Back out to Cross. Cross. Now Kempter top of the key. Nice feed inside. This is Marini trying to put one up, and he is rejected. It's stolen away. Passione with the steal, and now here's Lopez. Lopez driving. Shot from the free throw line. No good. Rebound there from Williamstown, but it's a loose ball. Passione somehow got it back. Back out to Lopez from the free throw line again. Got it. Open two-point J there for Carlos Lopez. And Williamstown gets on the board 3-2.
You can see the size differential, but already the Braves, they're hanging tough on the boards. I mean, they're giving up inches almost across the board to Eustace, but they're battling on the offense and defensively on those boards.
Eustace swinging around. Here's Cross now. Near the paint. Almost lost the ball. Gets it back out to Kempter. Kempter top of the key. Driving on Lopez. Puts one up off the glass, and it's no good. Rebound there by Passione. 2 minutes gone. 3-2. Bishop Eustace on top. This is Sam Bohr now. Back over to Passione in the corner. They'll continue to swing around. Here's Platt, top of the key. Over to Lopez. Lopez dribbling around. Oh, back over to Sam Bohr. Williamstown trying to find a crease in that defense from Eustace. Lopez. Top of the key. Thought about a pass, but he'll dish it over to Sam Bohr. Sam Bohr driving baseline. Long pass back out to Platt. Lopez, right wing three, off the mark. Rebound there by McCaffrey.
Even on the miss, good ball movement there, working against that 2-3 zone, just unable to go for the Braves.
Kempter thought about a three, he'll pass it back out. Here's McCaffrey. Long three for David Cross, and it's off the mark. Rebound there, Passione. Comes Lopez back up the floor. Over to Sam Bohr. Lopez now, left wing. Dishing it over. That was Garrett on the corner. Now Platt. Platt, hop step. And he did go. Late travel call there, but Platt went a little too far on the hopscotch.
Yeah, I think the jump step was fine. It was just he shuffled his feet after that, right? People in the gym wanted a travel call on the jump step, but that was okay. But after that, he didn't make a quick decision, and therein lies the traveling violation.
Quick timeout on the floor. 3-2 early in this one, about 3+ minutes gone in the first quarter. I've not seen too many scoring looks so far for Williamstown, but however, Mike, you look at what Bishop Eustace is doing, they're getting these open looks. They just have not converted on some of these knockdown threes.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Braves, you have to be willing to give up sort of that deeper three, and we've seen Eustace jack up a couple deep ones so far. I mean, you have to take away things right around the arc because, as we talked about, Eustace has a lot of guys that can stroke it from down there. If they're going to take deep threes, you have to live with that because if you're going to contest out there, you're going to give up some stuff in the mid-range game. So, a good strategy so far. It's obviously early on here, but the Braves, feeling that they can hang in this game at least through the first 3+ minutes.
Cross will take it up for Eustace, 4:43 to play in the first quarter. Hanging on to a 3-2 lead in the right corner. This is Kempter. Underneath, try to get the ball inside the Marini. We're going to get a whistle. Foul on Williamstown as Marini hit the deck.
Marini looking like an Eagles defensive back, trying to dive in and break up the pass there. Birds up 3-0, by the way.
3-3 now.
3-3. Spoke too soon. Announcer jinx. Boom.
Cross will inbound it for Eustace. Looking for somewhere to go. Finds Marini. Marini going a tight lead, drives baseline, hop step, puts one up, and got it to go. Nice move there by Mattia Marini. 5-2, Bishop Eustace.
Marini, what an addition he's been. It's his second year with Bishop Eustace coming over from Europe, and obviously a big-time game.
Lopez over to Passione. Here's a three for Platt. He wants it. Got it all caught. And how about John Platt? Ties the game up at 5.
Got to like the confidence, too. He didn't think twice about it. Platt jacking it right up and getting it to go.
This is McCaffrey trying to get around, dishing it over. This is Tomasco. Open look, but no good. Rebound there by Garrett. Sambor take it back up the floor for Williamstown. Has to pass it away, gets over to Lopez. Now Platt on top of the key. Platt looking for a screen, trying to drive in, hop step. Back out in the corners is Lopez. Lopez trying to direct some traffic. Under 4 to play first quarter. Garrett trying to back down in the post, and we're going to get a travel as Justin Garrett took too many steps.
One of those deals there where Garrett was sort of expecting the contact behind him, and the defender sort of pulls the chair out behind him, and the result of that was the travel.
A tie ball game at 5. 3:36 to play in the first quarter. Here's Cross now. It's Marini. Beg your pardon, it's Dan Swallow. Whistle on the floor. I get a foul on. We get Lopez for the foul on Williamstown. Dan Swallow checking in for Bishop Eustace. Get to see his first action, the 6'3" senior. Cross inbound once again for Bishop Eustace. In a resumption, here we go. Cross inbound. Underneath the hoop, this is Popejoy. He lost it, and it's picked away by Williamstown. Here comes Passione back the other way. Passione on the right wing, back out to Sambor. Sambor nearly lost it, has to give it away. Here's Garrett. Over to Platt. Platt, long range three, got it all caught. And how about John Platt? His second of the quarter, 8-5, Williamstown.
Williamstown actually missed an open Passione along the baseline, but it doesn't matter when Platt is stroking the threes like he is so far.
This is McCaffrey. Now Marini. Back over to Cross. Cross going to drive baseline. Kicks one back out of Popejoy, but it's picked off as Passione comes away with the ball for the Braves. Williamstown up 8-5. Passione top of the key. Here's Lopez. Tightly guarded by Cross. Trying to get around. Cross double team. Dishes it to Garrett. Garrett now to Platt. Platt driving from the paint. Puts one up. Got it to go. He's got 8 points early on. 10-5 Williamstown.
And a good decision there. He could have tried to pass the ball down to a teammate on the baseline, but the Eustace defender sort of slid down. He's able to take that almost elbow jumper, if you will, with a lot of confidence. Platt on fire so far.
Here's Cross now, right wing for Eustace. Fakes, but he walked. Went too far with those steps. Turnover for Bishop Eustace. Williamstown back with the ball.
And it's Williamstown ball.
Yeah, we talked about it off the top. I mean, Eustace already, you have to say they play in a tougher schedule, tougher conference, and battle-tested so far. But we're seeing through this first quarter that Williamstown certainly came to play.
Sambor dishing it over to Lopez. Back over to Sambor. Under 2 to play first quarter. Williamstown is surprising so far. 10-5 lead. Garrett almost walked. Now here's Platt. Platt driving top of the key. He'll back up now. Dish it back underneath to Garrett. Garrett, Sambor now. Looking for a screen. has an open look for two, way off the mark, and Bishop Eustace will come back with the ball. Here comes Cross. Cross underneath, Popejoy off the glass, no good, but he was fouled on the way up. Vinny Popejoy, 6'6" junior, coming off the bench. Had a nice look there, but he was fouled, so he'll go to the line, shoot two.
And it was Marini with that length, with the block, the deflection on the shot attempt at the other end. That's why that shot was so short, enabling Eustace to get the run out.
1:34 to play in the first quarter. Popejoy's first free throw off the front iron and no good.
For Eustace, number 0, Will Huber.
So Marini will take a seat, as well as Cross. For Bishop Eustace in the game now is William Hummer. Dan Swallow also in there for Eustace. Popejoy's second free throw on the way, and good. 10-6 now, minute and a half to go, first quarter. Sambor taking up the floor, crosses the timeline now. He's guarded tightly by Swallow, over to Passione. Now Lopez, right wing. Looking for a look, driving is Lopez. Dishes it back over to Passione. Passione has to go somewhere with the ball, lost it, and he walked. Another traveling call on Williamstown. We've seen a lot of travels early in this game, Mike.
Yeah, a handful of turnovers for the Braves so far. That's Williamstown's fourth of the opening quarter. So they've played well. They've been efficient offensively when they've gotten shots, but one or two too many turnovers so far against a good team like Eustace.
David Cross with the ball. Now he's back in the game after taking a brief stint on the bench. Here's McCaffrey now. Trying to get by Sambor along the left wing. Under a minute to go, first quarter. This is Hummer. Over to Swallow now. Swallow, top of the key, double team. Back at the Hummer. Thought about a three. Fakes underneath the Popejoy. Popejoy driving baseline. Puts one up and could not get it to go. Rebound there by Garrett. Lopez now trying to take it up the floor, and we got a whistle. Foul on Eustace. They're going to nail McCaffrey.
Good ball handling there by Carlos Lopez Jr. You know, he's not very tall, obviously, and he keeps the ball low to the ground. So when a defender tries to come around from behind, you're going to end up getting some contact more often than not.
Fast first quarter, already down to 41 seconds to go. 10-6 lead for Williamstown. Sambor will get the inbound pass from Garrett across the timeline. Garrett guarded tightly by Popejoy. They'll pass him off to Sambor. His pass is picked off now. Cross. Oh, outlet pass here. Swallow. Swallow takes it himself, puts it off the glass. No good. Rebound there by Passione, but another foul. We might get Bishop Eustace with a foul there. I believe they're going to get Popejoy for that one.
Cross with a nice steal defensively, and then even the pass, he put just the right amount of touch on it to lead his teammate down the floor, but Eustace, unfortunately for the Crusaders, unable to finish.
18 seconds to play, first quarter. Sambor now. Going to tightly by Swallow. Crosses the timeline now. Sambor dribbling around, finds Garrett in the corner. Garrett, long two from the side. Could not get it to go. Put back by Passione, and it's now 12-6, Williamstown. Cross up the floor, chucks a half-court shot. The buzzer, no good. So at the end of one, a fast first quarter, Williamstown 12, Bishop Eustace 6. Mike, I like what I saw from Williamstown, obviously. Helped out by 2 threes from John Platt to get the scoring going, but they have played some pretty tough defense on Bishop Eustace so far. Yeah,
defensively very sound, as you mentioned. Platt, 3 for 3 from the floor, 8 points, 2 of those were threes. I was really impressed, though, Nick, with John Passione. That, last second bucket was his first field goal, his first points of the game, but he's really playing the middle tough. He has 6 rebounds, a couple assists, and he's altered some shots down there as well. So we talked about that size discrepancy, but it's really, Passione is a big kid, so he can man the middle pretty well, and he's played well so far.
Bishop Eustace only 2 of 9 from the floor in that first quarter with their shooting woes, and see if they can draw up something else to get something going, as they've used a mix of a couple different players coming in, emptying the bench a little bit, while Williamstown pretty much has used their stars that whole first quarter, and they seem very content with that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's it's a game of adjustments, as you know. I mean, coming out of this first quarter to second quarter break here, we'll see what each coach has to say. I mean, now they've seen what each team is trying to do, both offensively and defensively. Now it becomes a game of chess a little bit. Bishop Eustace is going to make some adjustments. They're still going to play their style, and the shots will start to fall eventually, but we'll see how they make adjustments to what Williamstown is doing coming out here in the second.
We got 12-6 after 1, so we'll begin the second quarter. Good shooting day so far for Williamstown. 5 of 10 overall from the floor. We're going to have McCaffrey inbound the ball for Eustis. This broadcast being brought to you by 97.3 ESPN and Olmer's Appliance Service. Nick Costco alongside Mike Frankel. Thanks for joining us. The Seagull Classic from Holy Spirit. Here's Cross for Eustis. Driving up to the floor, top of the key. Kicks out to McCaffrey. McCaffrey underneath. Puts one up. That is Kempter. Could not get it to go. Fouled on the way up.
Good recognition there as Eustis realizing that Kempter had really the smallest kid on the floor in Lopez on his back. So that's certainly an advantage in the post for Kempter. Eustis able to get the ball right into him. He's not able to score, but he's able to draw the foul.
Kempter will go to the line for 2 shots, and he could not nail the first one. Brian Kennedy going to check in for Williamstown. As Carlos Lopez will take a seat. Kempter's second free throw on the way. Got it. 12-7 now. Eustis trails by 5. Largest lead for Williamstown is 6 in this game. Here's Kennedy now, right corner. Kennedy driving, lost the ball off his foot, picked away. And now comes Marini back the other way. Nice little pass over here to McCaffrey, but he'll have to corral it back. Now Marini back on the right wing. Cross-court pass has Kempter. Wants a 3-ball. Got it. Matt Kempter. All cotton for him. 12-10 now. Eustis back within 2.
Great vision by Marini, too. He thought about a 3 himself, but he saw his teammate even more wide open. Had the skip pass there, and then Kempter able to drain it.
This is Platt dishing it over to Passione. Now Sambor. Sambor wants a right wing 3 himself. No good. Rebound there. Come back the other way. Here comes Marini. Marini will take it himself. Put one up off the glass and got it to go. Nice little lay in there for Mattia Marini. Maybe a tie ball game, 12-12.
Good body control. He thought maybe some contact was coming as there was a Braves defender running through, but he's able to keep his concentration. And just like that, Eustis right back in this game as we're all square at 12.
6-0 run for Eustis. Here's Passione now. Looking for someone to go. Has Garrett. Over to Platt now. Platt driving, fakes one, lost it, and it's going to be stolen away by Kempter. Here's Cross now for Eustis. Over to Kempter again. Thought about a 3. Underneath McCaffrey, driving baseline, dishes it back out. Kempter had to save it. Long 3 for him, way off the mark. Rebound there by Tomasco. Now Marini for a 3. No good. Rebound Garrett, and we're going to get a foul on the floor.
Yeah, Brian Kennedy had position down low. We got a shove in the back, so that one going against Eustis there. But you've already seen, we talked about the adjustments. It looks like a different Crusaders team, quite frankly, coming out in this second quarter. A lot more energy, especially on the defensive side of the basketball.
You know, all the time on the floor for Williamstown, and all of a sudden, you just said it, Mike Bishop Eustis has a lot of open looks for 3 now.
Yeah, both ends of the floor. It just looks like a different team than we saw even a couple minutes ago. But, you know, teams are going to struggle from time to time. These are high school kids, and if the shots don't go down, you're going to see the deficit start to develop on the scoreboard. But Eustis, like we talked about, a solid team, 1 through 5. A lot of these guys can get the ball in the basket from a lot of places on the floor. So more energy on defense so far, leading to some better looks on offense, and we're all tied at 12.
We're waiting for the timeout to finish up for Williamstown as they have given up a 6-0 run here. Now 6:15 to play in the second quarter. Colin Merriman checking in for Bishop Eustis, as well as Amiri Atkins. So 2 new players on for Eustis. They have a deeper bench than Williamstown. They've only used 1 sub so far in Brian Kennedy. So Garrett to inbound for the Braves, and Sambor will take it up the floor. Sambor, top of the key, hands it off to Platt. Back over to Passione. Now Garrett. Sambor, top of the key, under 6 to play in the first half. Nice move by Sambor. He is rejected by Marini. Boy, got a hand on that. That almost went into the second row.
2 or 3 Crusader defenders there as, yeah, he did get the step off of the dribble there, Sambor, but that helped defense sliding over in a hurry for Eustis.
Kennedy inbound, Passione, out to Platt now. Platt looking for someone to go underneath to Kennedy, and he almost lost the ball, got it back though. Sambor, corner. Garrett, back out to Sambor. They're thinking about shots, but they're going to hold off. Passione now top of the key. Here's Platt. The tie ball game at 12. Little hop step and almost couldn't get it to go. Here's Passion now, and Platt will somehow get the ball back after all of that.
Passion a little shaken up on the exchange down low. But the difference defensively for Eustis, Nick, coming out in a man-to-man here in the second. You know, they opened the game in a zone. Williamstown was able to knock down some open shots in that first quarter. Then you switch to the man, and you ratchet up the defensive intensity just a little bit.
3 subs on for Williamstown. Buckmaster's in, as well as Camper. Sambor will dish it over to Buckmaster. Now Sambor off balance, Jay for 2. Oh, cut and swish. Down it goes. 14-12.
Shoot that one high in the air, too, because Marini had an arm up, and he has the size advantage. So a teardrop going in.
Jake Eaton also in for Williamstown. 5:05 to play in the first half. Williamstown hanging on to a 2-point lead. In the corner is Swallow underneath to Marini. Almost lost it, and it's picked away by Williamstown. Another turnover for Eustis.
Sambor getting his hand on that basketball with the help defense from behind. Nice heads-up play.
Under 5 to play first half. Off pass there, but corralled by Eaton. Eaton on the right wing, looking to dish it away. Thought about a 3. He's guarded tightly by Marini. Now back at the Sambor top of the key. Sambor moving around, backing up. That pass is picked off, and here comes Cross. He is going to be all alone. David Cross the other way, coast to coast, got it. 14-14 your score now. Under 4.5 to play first half.
And what a difference this man-to-man defense has been for Eustis. The Braves with no points in this quarter so far. Handful of turnovers. They now have 8 turnovers in the game.
Garrett looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds Buckmaster. Guarded tightly by Merriman. And we got a whistle on the floor. A little too much contact there from Colin Merriman, the sophomore point guard for Bishop Eustis.
Correction, the Braves obviously do have a bucket in this quarter, but the point is still the same. I mean, it's just been a different intensity is the way it looks on defense, right? It's just more energy, and sometimes that man-to-man style, you know, you need to take more ownership of obviously playing on defense. That's what it looked like so far.
Williamstown to inbound the ball. Here's Platt now. Halfway through the second quarter, Platt driving around, lost the ball, dives for it, somehow saved it, and got it back out to Passion. Nice play by him. Passion, top of the key. Dishes it back over to Platt. Platt driving. Moving around with Camper. Back over to Passion. Passion driving, puts one up off the glass, no good. Rebound there, got it back himself. He'll move around, put one up over Marini, and score. 16-14.
John Passion not afraid to mix it up down low. That's now 8 rebounds already in the ballgame and his second field goal of the afternoon.
This is Swallow. Over to Cross right wing. He wants a 3-ball himself, no good. And he'll get his own rebound, save it, but I believe he stepped out of bounds. He did. So Williamstown will take over with possession.
Braves fortunate there as Cross knew right away that shot wasn't going down. No one boxed him out. He's able to chase down his own rebound, but by the time he did, foot was on the line.
Have Eaton to inbound the ball for Williamstown as now Platt will walk up the floor. He's got to cross the timeline quickly before that 10 seconds runs off. It's Garrett. Almost walked there. Here's Passion down near the top of the key. Passion double teamed here. He'll back off under 3 to play first half. This is Eaton. Eaton driving into the paint. Kicks it back out. Platt. Platt driving around the screen. Has an open look for a 2. Got it. How about John Platt? He's been hot today. 18-14. Williamstown back up by 4.
There's that touch that we saw from him in that first quarter. 3 for 3 in that quarter. Missed his first field goal attempt to the second, but regains that scoring touch there.
Merriman guarded tightly here by Camper, trying to get around underneath, and losing the ball is Hummer. And Williamstown will get the ball back, come back the other way. Platt, long outlet pass is picked off. Atkins coming back the other way. Bounce past the Cross. Cross along the baseline, up to Hummer. Puts one up off the glass and got the friendly roll. 18-16 is your score.
That's the play of a solid point guard there from Cross. You know, gets to the bucket, but he's always looking for a teammate there, and he found one. And they get 2, Eustis does.
Eaton thought about a 3. He's got Hummer guarding him tightly. Passion now, right wing. And fake a drive out to Garrett. Left wing 3, wants it, and got the roll. Justin Garrett nails that 3. 21-16 Williamstown.
Banks open on a Sunday in Absecon. They must know Sully's in the house, keeping those banks open.
Here's Merriman over to Hummer. Eustis taking their time now with 1:40 to play first half. They trail by 5. Williamstown looking for the upset. Hummer along the baseline trying to drive on Eaton. Backing him down, double team, kicks it back out. That's an open 3 for Merriman off the mark, and a nice rebound there by Tomasco. Here's a 3 for Cross, no good. Rebound there, Camper. Williamstown with the ball once more. Platt hands it off to Camper, and stolen away. Here comes David Cross. Boy, he's been a defensive presence. Cross to the hoop, puts one up, and got it. 21-18, lead back down to 3.
10th turnover, I should say, of the game so far for Williamstown. They've been really efficient shooting the basketball at 50%, but just keeping Eustis really in this game with those turnovers.
Williamstown will call a timeout as they have been struggling a little bit on offense with the turnovers, and namely David Cross has turned them into points for Bishop Eustis.
Yeah, Cross not getting his shots to go per se, just 1 field goal in the game now too, with that layup. But yeah, he's been distributing the basketball on offense. He's been really good on defense with a number of steals so far. So again, you have to do the other things when the shots aren't falling, and they're certainly not for the Crusaders of Bishop Eustis so far in this half. You have to be efficient in other areas, and certainly Cross has been able to do that, setting up his teammates and also making a difference on defense.
Got the quick 30-second timeout, minute 9 to go here in the first half. 21-18, Williamstown on top. Sambor to bring it back up the floor for the Braves. He's on the right wing, dishes over to Passione. Passione moving around, trying to back down to Moscow, back out to Eaton, top of the key. Eaton over to Sambor, missed an open man down low. Sambor guarded tightly by Marini. Eaton again. 45 to go in the half. Eaton. Passione left wing. Sambor now will dish it over to Garrett. He's guarded tightly by Kempter. Eaton again. Williamstown just cannot find anything going past the perimeter. Miscommunication on the pass as Sambor tosses out of bounds. Turnover. And now Eustis can tie it with a 3 on this possession.
Williamstown running so much of the clock there, you thought for a second that the Braves might try to even hold for 1. But to throw the ball away there and not even get a shot, that's a tough way to go into the half here. Now we'll see what happens defensively for the Braves.
This is Cross. Is Kempter now in the corner underneath Marini, guarded by Sambor. Marini looking for somewhere to go. Backing down. Hummer straight on 3, no good. Rebound Sambor. For Williamstown, they got 10 seconds now. Passione driving, lost the ball from behind. Nice play by Cross. Here comes Marini back the other way. Marini coming on in, slams it down with one hand. My goodness, Mattia Marini ends the half with authority as they'll go into the locker room only down by 1.
Talk about the exclamation point on a great way to head into those locker rooms, as you mentioned, Nick. But Mattia Marini with the big-time dunk on the break. And guess who? It was David Cross coming away with the steal and the outlet pass there. And just a 1-point game, but still, that dunk aside and the way that Williamstown closed out the half aside, really impressed by the Braves, hanging with a team that on paper, schedule-wise, league-wise, whatever you want to call it, probably the favorite in this game, but the Braves playing really tough basketball through one half.
David Cross has been a pesky defender so far for Bishop Eustis. It's halftime with Bishop Eustis trailing Williamstown 21-20. We'll see you for the third quarter in about 9 minutes. Take a quick break here as broadcast is being presented to you by 97.3 ESPN and Olmer's Appliance Services. Back here at Holy Spirit High School in the Costco alongside Mike Frego. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We're underway here in the second half. Williamstown with the ball, and Platt was a straight-on three. It's off the mark, and Sambor somehow saved it, and Williamstown got the ball, but no, they stepped out of bounds. Or they got a timeout, excuse me, as Garrett actually saved it in the far corner with 7:44 to play here in the third quarter. They lead 21-20.
Go through some first half scoring here for everyone, Nick. John Platt leading the way for Williamstown with 10 points. John Passione with 4 points and 8 boards in that first half. 3 points for Justin Garrett, 2 for Nick Sambor, and 2 for Carlos Lopez Jr. On the other side of the ledger for Bishop Eustace, 7 points for Matt Kempter, 6 points for Mattia Marini, 4 points for David Cross, Will Humer with 2, Vince Popejoy with a point as well to round out the scoring for the Crusaders.
So after the timeout, Williamstown will inbound the ball with Sambor. Inbounds to Passione, now Platt top of the key. Platt looking for somewhere to go, has Lopez left wing, thought about a three. He'll take one, contested, and he got it. Carlos Lopez for the three. 24-20, Williamstown. There's a dish underneath for Tomasco for Bishop Eustace. Backs down, fakes, kicks it back out to Cross. Cross over to Kempter. Kempter driving, spin move, puts one up, got hit on the way up, and they're going to get a foul on Passione as Kempter will go to the line.
Kempter extending the forearm a little bit. Could have almost been called an offensive foul there. Certainly some of the Braves fans sitting around us wanted one, but he ends up getting through that contact and drawing contact of his own near the rim.
First free throw up and no good for Kempter as Eustace trails by 4. Only 40 seconds gone here in the third quarter. They'll nail the second, 24-21. And now the Braves will take up the floor with Sambor. Garrett now for the Braves. Passione driving. Hands it off Sambor. Into the paint, now Garrett. There's Lopez. Williamstown looking for some sort of movement. Get an open look. We'll hand off here, Platt. Platt driving baseline after the spin, puts one up off the glass. No good. Rebound there by Tomasco. He just could not finish. Other way, here's McCaffrey off the glass. Got it. And Bishop Eustace back within 1.
And another pinpoint pass there by David Cross, the point guard for Eustace, putting that one right on the money for his teammates streaking to the bucket.
Lopez over to Garrett. Now right wing, got Sambor. Sambor to Passione, right corner, looking for somewhere to go. Fakes, now wants a right wing three, got no good. Kempter back the other way for Eustace. Kempter taking it himself, puts one off the glass and could not get it to go. Tomasco rebound, put the putback, and he got it. Bishop Eustace finally back out in front, 25-24.
And Tomasco with a quiet first half. In fact, that's his first field goal of the game, but it comes at a big time, obviously, to give his team the lead.
Platt driving into the paint, puts one up off the glass, no good. And Cross comes down with the rebound. Cross almost lost it, and he's got to go, and they wanted a walk. He did not get that call, though. Williamstown didn't. Thought about a straight-on three was McCaffrey. Kick it back out. Kempter for 3. No good. Rebound there, Platt. Sambor up the floor. Double team, has to pass it away. Got it over to Passione. On the top of the key, gets over to Sambor. 5.5 to play here in the third quarter. Williamstown trails by a point. Passione, this will be a long 2. Got it to go. John Passione adds 2 to his total. And Williamstown back out in front by a point, 26-25.
Big fella showing off the mid-range game. He was unable to sink one from 3, but a couple steps in, nothing but net.
Here's Cross. Back it up now, trying to set things up on the offensive end. He'll hand it off to Marini. Marini, long 3 attempt for him off the front iron, no good. Rebound there, Sambor. That pass that I picked up by Marini. Now Lopez will fire up a 3. He's got it. Carlos Lopez give him another. And Williamstown extends the lead to 4, 29-25. Marini driving baseline, puts one up off the glass, got it to go. No call on the floor though. He wanted a foul, but Marini cuts the lead back down to 2, as now we're getting some transitions into this ball game, some fluidity to the offense.
And Marini is a load when he gets the ball down in the low post there. He's tough to handle. A lot of size to him. A lot of muscle on his frame there. Tough to match up.
Straight on three for Lopez. Got another one. Give him 3 for the quarter. Carlos Lopez is hot from downtown. 32-27. Williamstown up in front.
I don't know what the halftime pep talk was to Carlos Lopez, but it must have been good from the Braves coaching staff. He is on fire here in the third.
Must be something in the water. He's looking good right now. Tomasco kicks it out to McCaffrey. Now Marini, left wing 3, wants it. He got it. All cotton for Mattia Marini. 32-30. Eustis back within 2. Sambor, right wing driving baseline. Sambor dishing it over, lost the ball, out of bounds. Williamstown will keep the ball. Some subs coming on for Eustis. Merriman checking back in, as well as Hummer and Swallow, as McCaffrey, Kempter, and Cross go to the bench.
Relatively low-scoring first half, Nick, but these teams, both of them, picking it up in a big way here after the break.
Both definitely got a pep talk at halftime. Here's Lopez, almost went for another 3, but he'll spin off and get over to Passio. Now Garrett, Sambor right wing. Under 4 to play in the third quarter. That one's stolen away by Hummer. And now Swallow will take it back the other way. Long pass to Marini. Got it on the baseline. Puts up a floater. Got it to go. Marini, he's hot as well. And are tied once again at 32.
And it's been inside for Marini. It's been outside, and that one was, as you called it, it was a floater sort of off balance there, but he made it look easy.
Passion thought about it. 3 now. Sambor, right wing 3 for him is off the mark. No good. In and out. Merriman over to Marini. Left wing. Now Hummer. Dribbles once, gets it back over to Merriman, and they'll call out the offense. 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Merriman, handoff to Marini. Marini will drive to the paint, kick one out. Swallow looking for somebody, finds Merriman. Merriman will drive Merriman to the hoop and could not get it. But a whistle on the floor. Foul will be on Williamstown, and Merriman will go to the line for 2.
Colin Merriman with a strong move through the lane there. Was really quiet in the first half. In fact, he's still seeking his first points of the game off of the bench, but a lot of confidence on that drive, able to draw the contact.
Merriman to the line to shoot 2. We have a tie ball game, 32 apiece. Williamstown took a lead in the first half and not looked back since, and Eustis actually has had a lead at a point, and they'll get it back once more here in the second half. Otherwise, it's been mostly Williamstown, but a bit of a run for Eustis at the end of the half. Got on back in this one. We've seen a lot of scoring so far in the third quarter. Tomasco will take a seat for Bishop Eustis.
Braves actually with a big advantage on the glass, even giving up size at a lot of positions, but they're out rebounding Eustis right now by a count of 20-8.
Passion with that rebound over Popejoy, who just checked back in after the missed free throw there from Merriman. Here's Garrett now. Right wing over to Sambor. They're swinging around. Platt looking at a 3. He wants it way off the mark. But Garrett will save the ball, keep it in bounds, and we have another whistle on the floor. We're going to get a timeout from Williamstown. As Platt had a decent look at it, but since his hot start, Mike, he has missed his last couple shots a little bit way off the mark.
Yeah, he was 3 for 3 to open the game. He's now 4 for 8, but you're right, the last couple of attempts really haven't been close. And the shooting percentages overall, Nick, sort of evening out for both teams. Williamstown shooting right now at a 48% clip. Eustis at 44%. Big discrepancy, I guess is the word I'm looking for, in turnovers. 13 for Williamstown, 4 for Bishop Eustis. But it's that stat I just talked about, the rebounding for the Braves. It's been very strong, and that's sort of why this game is as close as it is right now.
So with 2:28 to play here in the third quarter. It is a 33-32 lead for Bishop. You just want to read off some of our sponsors during this timeout. Sponsoring this broadcast is the Tropicana, the Borgata, the Holy Spirit Fathers Club, Atlantic Care, It's a Rodeo, Custom On-Site Catering, Dick's Sporting Goods, AOSPT Rehabilitation Services, Bagliani Italian Meat Market in Hamilton, Calvi Electric, Top Crop Produce Suppliers, Donner's Jewelry, DeWeese Law Firm, Olandini Tire, Teresi Trucking, Carluso Trucking, Beretta Plumbing, and of course the Hamilton Gazette are proud sponsors of the Seagull Classic. And of course, this broadcast being brought to you by 97.3 ESPN and Ulmer's Appliance Service. Matt Ulmer manning the camera. Mike Franco alongside me, Nick Costco. As we're ready to resume action here for Williamstown and Bishop Eustis. A second to last game of the Classic this weekend. We'll conclude the evening tonight. Mike and I will with Pleasantville Holy Spirit at approximately 7 p.m. following this one. Here's Lopez now for Williamstown. Taking their time now. Lopez hands it off to Sambor. Near the top of the key, back out to Garrett. Lopez in the corner. He's double teaming over to Garrett. Garrett moving around, finds Platt. Eustace playing some good defense now along the perimeter. Lopez out to Passion. 2 to play, third quarter. Lopez looking for somewhere to go. Trying to drive around, top of the key now. Over to Sambor, could not get a good handle on it, and he somehow got it back. Back over to Platt now. Platt underneath, Garrett, nice pass. Now back out to Sambor. Sambor coming on in, and he is rejected, but a foul as Popejoy got in his face there. Garrett drew the contact, he'll go to the line for 2, 1:43 to play.
Great patience there offensively from Williamstown. You know, Eustace really extending their defense and not giving the Braves too many open looks, but Williamstown never panicked on that possession. They just kept moving the basketball around. Sambor with the attack there and some contact as he goes to the free throw line.
Sambor, if he nails both, will put Williamstown back in front. Bit of an unorthodox stance there for his free throw lines. I've never seen that before.
To say the least, right?
When he misses the first one off the front iron. No subs on for either side. Sambor trying to nail one to tie the ball game, and it's going to be bouncing up in the air. Loose ball and some contact from Passion. Doesn't agree with the call, but it'll be Bishop Eustace ball with 1:43 to play here in the third quarter. A bit of a surprise start for Eustace. They were trailing most of the game, and now they're in a tightly contested one with Williamstown. Here's Merriman. Over to Hummer. Underneath to Popejoy. Hummer lost the ball. Passion steals it. Gets over to Sambor. Sambor driving to the hoop, puts one up off the glass and could not get it to go. And a rebound there by Hummer. Saved it. Kept it in bounds. Eustace back the other way. Merriman will take it up the floor. Over to Popejoy. Popejoy driving baseline. And did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. Williamstown will take over with possession. 1:12 to play, third quarter. We had a barrage of scoring, Mike, to open up the third quarter, and since then, been a lot of missed shots and turnovers.
Yeah, sort of a tale of 2 quarters in one, right? We talked about how efficient both teams were coming out of the break, and now all of a sudden, both teams are going a little bit cold in the later stages of the third.
This is Sambor now for Williamstown to Passion. Long two rejected in his face. It's stolen away by Merriman, but somehow corralled back by Sambor. Will go to the hoop, and that one's blocked away. Boy. Some impressive defense from Bishop Eustace. Williamstown can't get a look anywhere now.
Just a lot of length, even at the guard position. You know, mostly 1 through 4, both of the point guards that have been in the game for Eustace are a little smaller in stature, but really the other 4 spots on the floor, a lot of length. Tough to get passes through that defense.
Marini steals the ball on the inbound pass, and Eustace will get it back as Cross and Tomasco check back in as well. Hummer and Merriman will take a seat. Cross now with the ball. He is guarded tightly by Platt. 35 to play, third quarter. Eustace up by a point. Here's Marini. Driving to the hoop, he's guarded by Sambor in the corner for Tomasco now. Looking for somewhere to go. He's going to kick it back out to Cross. Swallow. Cross now, guarded by Platt, driving. Somehow split the defense, and he dishes it back over to Popejoy. Popejoy putting it over Garrett. Got it to go, and the foul. 35-32 Bishop Eustace, and Popejoy will go to the line to convert the three-point play.
That'll go down as Cross's 3rd assist of the game, but so many other times he's had the pass that led to the assist. This is a really strong floor game in this basketball game from David Cross.
Matt McCaffrey will check in for Christian Tomasco. McCaffrey, a 6'3" junior. Tomasco, only a sophomore, getting a lot of playing time tonight. Key figure of the rotation. Popejoy with 9.7 to go in the third quarter to convert the three-point play. Free throw is missed and rebound there by Platt. And this ball is nearly stolen on the other end there as Platt will take it back up, get over to Garrett. Garrett, open look for 3, wants it, off the mark again. Cross will just chuck it as the buzzer sounds, and really had no shot. I think it would have counted anyway. But after 3, Bishop Eustace finds themselves back in front, 35-32 over Williamstown.
Good pace to that third quarter. You know, the teams kind of went into a little bit of a drought toward the later stages, but really, you know, an entertaining basketball game. It's been fun. We weren't sure what we were going to get coming in. You know, Eustace is widely regarded as, you know, certainly one of the top 20 to 25 teams, if not higher, in South Jersey. Williamstown still trying to find its footing, coming in under 500. But the Braves have battled. They took sort of that surge from Eustis early on in the quarter, and they fought right back. A couple big-time threes there from Lopez Jr., who now is actually leading in the scoring department for the Braves with 11 points today.
He had 3 3-pointers in that third quarter. He was getting hot, but they have since contained him since he made his last shot. They're throwing a lot of double teams his way, and Eustis has really tightened up the defense along the perimeter. Mike, biggest key right now for Williamstown to get back in the lead, as they were pretty much rolling through Bishop Eustis in that, especially in that second quarter. But towards the end of the half, and then of course in that third quarter, they've gone a lot more back and forth here. But Williamstown had their stroke early.
Yeah, I think it's, taking care of the basketball is the key for Williamstown here. You still look at that turnover stat, and the Braves have 14, Eustis with 6. So I think if Williamstown can take care of the basketball and get some decent looks, you certainly, if you're the Braves, you give yourself a chance to pull off the upset here and get this win. But, if the turnovers continue to pile up, Eustis is a team that will not turn the ball over that much. So, if you can take care of the basketball, you give yourself a chance there.
In case you're just joining us, start of the fourth quarter here. Williamstown trails Bishop Eustis 35-32. Glad you're with us here at the Seagull Classic, live from Holy Spirit High School. Nick Costco alongside Mike Frankel. Broadcast brought to you by 97.3 ESPN and, of course, Ulmer's Appliance Service. Here's Eustis now. Kempter, haven't called his name in a while. He's back in, as well as Matt McCaffrey for Eustis. Dish it over to Cross in the right wing. Guarded by Platt. Behind the back pass, here's Marini driving baseline. He'll step back, kick one off to McCaffrey, puts one up, and got it to go. Matt McCaffrey add 2 to his total, 37-32. Eustis back up by 5, their largest lead of the evening.
Heads-up play, too, from Marini. I think he wanted to go to the bucket, but didn't want to force the contact, didn't draw a charge. Instead, found an open teammate in the lane.
Here's Passione for Williamstown. He's got a bit of a mid-range game for the big man. Over to Sambor now. Now Garrett top of the key. There's Passione from the free throw line, fakes, drives to the hoop, puts one up, and he's blocked by Tomasco, but a foul. A little too much skin for Tomasco, and now Passione will go to the line for 2.
Passione with a big-time pump fake. You don't see that too often among high school players. They like to either go up or not, but threw on the big pump fake, got Mattia way up in the air, Mattia Marini way up in the air, and then able to get to the bucket and draw the foul.
7:15 to play in the ball game. Williamstown is facing their biggest deficit of the evening. Right now down by 5. First one up and does not go.
9 rebounds in the game for Passione, leading rebounder in the contest.
Passione for his second attempt from the charity stripe. That one is up and good. 37-33 your score now. I'll cut it back down to 4 as Cross will take it up and cross the timeline. He'll hand it off to Kempter. Now McCaffrey. We'll have to get the offense rolling once again. Cross on the right wing. Looking for a pick or a screen. Now Marini, right wing 3, wants it way off the mark, and they'll let that one go out of bounds as Williamstown will take over. Marini, the air ball, and obviously frustrated with himself.
Marini yelling at his hand. I'm not sure if he's just, he is obviously angry.
Give some motivation to the hand.
Yeah, Who was that? Klay Thompson the other night talking to his hand?
I believe so, and when he was cold from downtown as well. Here's Sambor over to Passione along the right wing. Now Platt trying to get by Kempter. Over to Lopez. He's been quiet since his 3 3-pointers earlier in the third quarter. Lopez moving around. Garrett, now Passione. Passione will back up, and they'll reset. 6:20 to play. Sambor driving the lane, puts one up off the glass, and got it to go. Nice job there by Sambor. 37-35 your score. Marini coming up the floor. He'll get over to Cross now. This is McCaffrey. Long left wing, back over to Marini, now Tomasco. Over to Cross, top of the key, under 6 to play now. Marini back it down the post, puts one up, no good. And Tomasco trying to get the putback, but it's taken away by Sambor. Sambor behind the back move, trying to drive to the hoop, and they're going to wave everything off here. There's some contact drawn there by Sambor. Foul will be on Bishop Eustis.
Marini still fired up about something as he has a conversation with one of the officials right after that whistle. Good move down the floor from Sambor in traffic. the confidence to go behind the back, and he's able to get the call to go his way in the end.
Marini unhappy that they has to sub out now. He'll get a breather as Popejoy checks in for him. Here's Platt, top of the key. Thought about a three. He'll dish it back over to Passione. Fakes. Passione drives. Puts one up off the glass. No good, but a foul. And Passione, once again, will go to the line. He was 1 of 2 on his previous trip.
He just always seems under control, John Passione. Just really impressed with what I've seen from him tonight. Not only ripping down rebounds, but contributing offensively. 7 points, 3 assists as well. And just very sound on the offensive and defensive side of the floor.
You can tell how confident he is with his shot, too. He's able to fake it, and then they know they have to respect it because he's been able to knock down some mid-range shots. He'll nail the first free throw there, cut the lead back down to 1.
It's a great point, too. It's like the play action in football. You know, if you can't run the ball, teams aren't going to respect it, but he can knock down sort of that mid-range jumper, so the pump fake becomes that much more effective.
Second free throw up to tie the game, and he's got it. Passione 2 of 2 from the trip, 3 of 4 from his last 4. 37 all. 5.5 to play in the ballgame. Got a good one here at Holy Spirit High School. Cross, driving into the paint. Dish it over to Tomasco. Tomasco off the glass. Got it to go. Nice job there by Tomasco, and Bishop Eustace back up by 2.
Cross with another dime, and that was not an easy finish from Tomasco. He had to go with the reverse layup and just able to get it to go down.
Lopez, right wing 3, off the mark. Rebound, corralled by Kempter of Bishop Eustace. Kempter, cross-court pass. McCaffrey driving into the paint. Dish one over to Popejoy. Blocked away by Passione. We've seen him on the offensive side. There's some defensive prowess from John Passione, knocking that one out of bounds.
And that's a time, too, where if you're Eustace, you might want to give Passione a pump fake, try to get him up in the air, but he go right up, and Passione was ready.
Straight on 3 for Kempter. Wants it. Got it to go. Bishop Eustace back up by 5, 42 to 37.
His third 3 of the game. Obviously, this one coming in a huge spot here.
Sambor lost the ball, but contact. And they're going to nail, I believe, Matt McCaffrey with the contact and the foul.
That'll be 1-1, too. 7th team foul there. So with the clock stopped, the Braves have an opportunity to go to the free throw line, try to cut into this deficit.
A lot of contact from Eustace throughout this game. They play very physical defense, but sometimes a little too physical. As you mentioned, Mike, 1-1 now for Sambor.
Get a chance to see that stance again, if it works for him. It's got to be better than whatever Markel Fultz was doing before he went on the shelf again. First
free throw is no good. Rebound there by Popejoy, and Cross will take it back up the floor for Bishop Eustace. Cross ran into Popejoy, actually, but now they'll reset. 4:45 to play in the ball game. Williamstown trails by 5. Cross driving into the paint. Crossover move. Fakes. Blocked away by Platt. Picked up by Tomasco, though. Now Popejoy almost lost it. Got it back. And now there's another whistle on the floor. And it's going to be, I believe, a 3-second violation. And Williamstown will take over.
I think they're actually going to get Popejoy on the foul, but you're right. I think it was either going to be a 3-second violation or that. The official goes offensive foul against Popejoy as he sort of, I think, tried to hook the defending player down there.
So a timeout on the floor. It is 42 to 37. Bishop Eustace on top with 4.5 to play in this ballgame. So Williamstown getting some good looks, but they have not converted enough from the free throw line, and those 3-pointers from Lopez seem so long ago at this point.
Yeah, they're still in the game, Williamstown is, because they have taken care of the basketball here in the 4th. I mean, they entered the quarter with 14 turnovers, and it's been a clean quarter so far. They're still on that number of 14, but now it's going to come down to, can you get some of these looks to go down here? And with the clock, you know, ticking toward 4 minutes, each possession becomes that much more important.
Remind folks that this broadcast is being brought to you by 97.3 ESPN and, of course, Almost Appliance Service. And, of course, all the proceeds from the Siegel Classic go to the South Jersey Basketball Summit Incorporated. Great event here put on by Holy Spirit. 3 days of some great basketball. Game prior to this one, we had Wildwood Catholic control one over the Patrick School after they grinded out a big win over Camden last night. But the Patrick School just did not look like themselves as Wildwood Catholic got a huge win and certainly making that case again for the best team in the Cape Atlantic League down here in South Jersey.
Yeah, if you're the Celtics, I mean, really any team, it's tough to go back-to-back. Certainly, that game started after 8 o'clock last night, but take nothing away from Wildwood Catholic. That was really a dominating performance. Taj Thweet, Jalil White, certainly even more so, hammering their status as 2 of the top players as juniors in all of the state.
Well, a lot of time to get more recruitment letters. Here's Sambor underneath. Here's Passione. Passione lost it, but another whistle.
And that'll send the Braves right back to the free throw line.
Foul is on number 10.
They're going to get Popejoy at the foul. That'll be his fourth. One more, and he is out of the ball game, so he might be checked out here. And he will, as Dan Swallow, the senior, 6'3", small forward, will check in for him.
Yeah, Popejoy with 4, Cross with 3. Check that, McCaffrey with 3. So those two are really the only guys to be in any kind of foul trouble on either side right now.
First one on the 1-on-1 is good, so Sambor nails that one. Back down to a 4-point lead for Bishop Eustace. 4:20 to play in the ballgame. Sambor's second from the line is also good. So after some scoreless trips from the line, he nails both there. Cuts the lead back down to 3 as Cross will take it up.
We knew that stance would pay off. Never doubted him.
Takes a little to get used to. Cross now just a little bit over 4 to play in the ballgame. Has Swallow on the left wing. Marini also back in the game for Bishop Eustace. Underneath, Tomasco. Trying to back down, Passion puts one up, no good. And he got his own rebound. No, he didn't. Stolen away by Garrett. Long pass from Sambor to Lopez. Lopez thought about a 3. He'll step back. And now dish it around to Garrett. Williamstown can tie it with a 3. Lopez thought about it. Driving on the top of the key over to Passion now. Garrett again. Now Lopez. Passion thought about a 3, faked it. It'll hand it off to Platt. Now Platt trying to drive in. Little hop steps out to Passion. Mid-range shot for 2. No good. And rebound there by Kempter. Kempter up the floor. Try to go get a little fancy behind the back. And Platt steals it away for Williamstown. Platt, a 1-on-2. Lopez for 3. To tie. No good. Rebound there by Tomasco. And they're going to nail Platt with a foul over the back.
That was a 3-on-1 break for Eustace. And, you know, you try to get a little fancy there. You know, just an around the back pass. And you do see that be able to execute it quite a bit, but just sort of caught his own back with the basketball. So an easy 2 points turns into a turnover. So the Crusaders very fortunate that Williamstown isn't able to cash in at the other end.
Sure, the sideline not too thrilled with that. This will be McCaffrey on Lopez. Hands it up to Cross. Cross, left wing for Swallow. Now Marini top of the key. Cross looking to drive, lost the ball, got it back, puts it on off the glass, and that's a pretty layup right there for David Cross. 44-39, back to a 5-point lead for Bishop Eustace. About 2.5 to go here in the ball game.
This is starting to become a little bit of trouble time for Williamstown for really the first time all night. You need a make here. You need an efficient possession and a good look at the bucket if you're the Braves.
Passion near the top of the key now for Williamstown. Out to Platt, left wing. Pat lost the ball, but it's somehow picked up by Sambor. Back over to Platt. Here's Sambor now. His pass nearly picked away as Garrett corralled it. Garrett back out to Passion. Passion driving, going himself, fouled on the way up. And of course, Marini not liking the call. We've seen a lot of frustrations out of him tonight, particularly in the second half.
Good recognition there by John Passion. I mean, that was sort of a scrambling offensive possession. A couple near turnovers, a couple near steals from the Crusaders. And the big fella says, let's calm down, guys. Takes it hard to the hoop and draws the foul.
Williamstown officially in the double bonus now, but Passion will shoot 2 regardless because that was on a shot. First one up is good. 44-40, back to a 4-point lead with 2:05 to play. Got a close one here. Bit of an appetizer for, of course, Pleasantville and Holy Spirit coming up next.
Jim starting to fill up for that one. A couple Route 9 rivals squaring off.
Second one is missed. Rebound there by Tomasco. And now Bishop Eustace will go up the floor. Under 2 minutes to play. Eustace hanging on to a 4-point lead. Handoff here to McCaffrey, guarded tightly by Platt along the sideline. McCaffrey over to Cross now. Tight defense here from Williamstown. Good job by Platt. Cross getting by into the paint, and now dribble it back out with a 4-point lead here. And of course, there is no shot clock in high school basketball, so they can drain a lot of clock here on this possession. Cross. Was he fouled by Platt? Yes, he was.
Braves still with a foul to give, so just 16 fouls now. Not a bad idea there. At least you get closer to the one-on-one situation. If you have to stop the clock, you can afford to be aggressive defensively there.
1:33 to play in the ball game. Eustace hanging on to a 4-point lead. Swallow to inbound. Got Marini. Oh, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Williamstown.
Marini still pleading his case to the officials.
Not really sure what that was over. They do keep the ball here. Here's Cross. Guarded by Platt, one-on-one, double team coming now. Here's Swallow, fake the pass. He'll drive now into the paint. Take it back out, McCaffrey, now Cross. Eustace looking to use some clock here. Cross will drive to the paint. We'll dish it over. Tomasco puts it up, no good, but a foul. They're gonna nail Passione for the shooting foul.
Williamstown staying really in that man-to-man and then trying to trap on the outside to try to speed up the Crusaders, so that worked, but Cross was able to make an efficient pass down low, and now his teammate will get a chance for 2 from the stripe.
Tomasco's first one is no good. Williamstown in this ball game. Played some really tight defense. Eustace is in the bonus now, though, for 1-and-1s as Tomasco nails the second one. 45-40 as Sambor will take up the floor. 1:10 to play in the ball game. Williamstown down by 5. Gonna need a couple buckets here. Sambor crossover, kick out. This is Lopez. They'll take it back out, guarded tightly here. Lopez out to Sambor. Under a minute to play now. They can't get by, lost the ball out of bounds, and Eustace will take over. Sambor and Lopez really had no idea what to do along the right wing there. They were trapped there by Eustace's tenacious defense.
Yeah, Matt McCaffrey working the outside of that zone defense on that possession for Eustace, and really great on-the-ball defense on a number of players, and he's ultimately the one that forces the turnover.
Here's Cross. He's got to cross the timeline fast. He does, no 10-second violation. Cross, long pass to Marini. He's open for the dunk, and he cannot get it to go. As he is fouled on the way up, Marini was left wide open on an island, and he decided to drive to the hoop and try to slam one down for authority, put the emphasis on this game.
Interesting play there. I mean, there was certainly contact, so you have to call the foul, but Marini never really had that ball clean. He never made the catch. He was still bobbling it as he tried to go up and dunk it. So, but the Braves do bail him out because, like I said, there was a ton of contact up near the rim.
Sabrini will go to the line to shoot 2 as he was fouled on the shot. 44 seconds to play. Eustace up by 5. First free throw from Marini is good. Camper was briefly in for Williamstown, but Lopez will check back in. Williamstown's used their starting 5 for the majority of the game. Short bench today. Marini second on the way, and no good. Came out. Down by 6 is Williamstown. Here's Sambor. Underneath to Passione. Passione almost got poked away. Wanted some contact. Now back at the Sambor top of the key. Under 30 to play. Sambor back at the Passione. Good defense here from Marini. Passione lost it, not going out of bounds. Excuse me, picked away as Cross comes away with it. Williamstown will have to foul now with 18 seconds to go.
Just smothering defense from Eustace on these last couple possessions, making it nearly impossible for the Braves to get a good look there.
Mike, I would say that's been the biggest key for Eustace in the second half. They have had smothering defense and have really limited Williamstown, particularly after Carlos Lopez knocked down 3 threes in that third quarter. So Cross will go to the line for the 1-and-1. They're not in the double bonus yet. On the way, no good off the front iron. And Sambor comes away with it. Now Platt. Platt up the floor.
Need a 3 here if you're Williamstown.
Sambor straight on 3, wants it, no good. Rebound to Moscow, and Passione almost stole it away. And they're going to rule this I believe a foul on Passione, so we'll walk the floor and shoot some more. It's officially a foul, and now Bishop Eustace is now in the double bonus, so we'll see 2 free throws at the line for Eustace to try to ice this game up by 6.
Yeah, this is it. You figure at least 1 make here will do it, but give the Braves a ton of credit. Williamstown really came down to Upseekin to battle tonight. That was a team that they were probably, overmatched against a little bit, but they hung in tough. But Eustace has too much talent, too much defensive intensity down the stretch here.
Tomasco nails the first one. That was Passione's 5th, so he is fouled out of the game.
Heck of a game, too. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for John Passione.
Eaton back in for him for the final 8 seconds as Tomasco goes 2 of 2 from the line, 48-40. As the clock winds down to 5 seconds, here's Sambor. He'll take a right wing three, wants that one, got it to go. But that is going to do it for this one as Williamstown's upset bid does fall short. As your final score is Bishop Eustace 48, Williamstown 43.
Get to some final scoring totals here, Nick. Mattia Marini leading the way for Bishop Eustace, 14 points in the victory. Matt Kempter chipping in with 11, 6 points for Christian Tomasco, and 6 points for David Cross as well. And then for Williamstown, we mentioned 10 points there for John Passione, 10 points for John Platt. Lopez with 11 points, and Sambor with that 3 finishes the game with 9 points.
I want to give a nice little shout out to our production team here. Matt Omer manning the camera, getting us on the air as well. Of course, I want to thank my broadcast partner, Mike Frankel. I am Nick Costco saying so on. This broadcast has been brought to you by 97.3 ESPN and Omer's Appliance Service. Your final score, Bishop Eustace 48, Williamstown 43. Pleasantville Holy Spirit is next. We'll see you in a little bit.